Lights, camera, action. In a studio where local filmmakers talk to other filmmakers about the inside world of film. Cut! That's not the script. It. We'll fix it in post. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Mumphrey, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Carson Hype Ferguson explain all the details. Right here on It, We Will Fix It in Post podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever you're listening, I thank you for doing so. I am once again Kevin Mumphrey, and this is Effie. We'll Fix It in Post. I'm here with my colleagues Victoria V.A. Jones.
What's going on?
And Carson Hype Ferguson.
Yeah.
Okay, that's enough. That's too much. That's too many.
That was one.
Well, I mean, like last time it wasn't enough. Never too much.
All right, we ain't trying to pay nobody.
There's definitely us too much. But we are back to having guests, everyone. And today we're talking to an actor out of the Texas area, Amal Black. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, sir. How are you? And how's everybody?
We are doing excellent.
I mean, I'm doing well as well. Like, I'm glad VA spoke for me.
Yeah, I
doing
know,
well.
right?
I mean, I can be selfish. You want me to be? All right, I got you. I'm doing good. You know what I'm saying?
Doing good. Okay, she said collectively.
Right, collectively. I was trying to put everybody in the mix. It's okay though.
Well, it's hot as hell here, so
Oh,
It's extremely hot in Texas. You know that, right?
yeah.
I'm sure it is. I've heard rumors.
No, I was in Texas last year around this time, and it was hot as balls.
Well, I was in Albuquerque like 2 weeks ago. It was hot.
Okay.
It
Yeah,
was
well,
hot.
it was like 104 here yesterday. It was like super hot.
104.
Yeah, it was hot. It was hot. And they say we're going into like some kind of like heat dome or something like that. It's like, please, that sounds like a microwave to me.
And it's not even July yet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
This
scared.
is just the first quarter.
I am scared.
So, actually, I usually start off with the start, but you recently just had a film premiere. So, just talk to us about that.
Oh, great. You know what? Well, I was just in a film called Back to Basics. It premiered yesterday. It's a film that's kind of giving you that in living color slash, not in living color, I'm sorry, a different world kind of vibe. You know what I mean? But it's like a modern day in its own kind of unique taste or whatnot. But my character is Dr. Devin Davis in the film, and he's an investor to Horizon State University. It's an HBCU. We actually shot the film on the campus of Prairie View A&M. So we partnered with them. They allowed us the permit to come in and shoot and everything. And we spent a couple of weekends, actually a few weekends, taking that space over for a second and gathering our footage and everything. But it was a great film, to say the least. I can say that it was refreshing to finally see it and actually see how the characters and everything played out, see the parts that everybody played, the ones that I wasn't expecting, because I didn't read the whole script. Honestly, I kind of, when I get my parts, I read the parts that involve with my parts, and then, as they table read, I might gather the story, but even then, I still haven't seen it. So it was good to be actually in the building yesterday with the guest and watching it. So
How was it seeing yourself on the big screen? Like, how was that feeling when you first saw yourself appear on the big
man,
screen?
Mama, we made it. No, I'm just playing. But it was one of the moments. It was one of those things like we've been thinking about this for since all our lives, right? It's something that even as an independent in an independence film space, it means a lot because it's like you go from conception to actually visualization and seeing it and viewing it with people, and you kind of like are what's that euphoric? It's that euphoric feeling. You really are sitting back wondering, like, damn, we done came a long way. Ooh, man, that's me. And you just kind of have all these mixed emotions about it. But yeah, it was great seeing myself in a new light. Last time they had me as a police officer, I said, what they trying to say? You know what I mean? But I mean, the last couple of roles I've had have been like security, police officer roles. I know I feel like I look like a superhero of some sort. I don't know if my cousin told me, but this time around, I got to put on, some dress clothes and be an investor. So, yeah.
That's what's up.
Now, is this the first premiere you've been to, as far as a
Yeah,
film you've worked on?
for sure. Yeah, it is. It is for me, and I can say that I've seen myself in different projects, but this is definitely the first time I've had a red carpet experience with myself feeling like I can be, forerunner for a second. You know what I mean?
Now you definitely be in the forefront. Don't
Yeah,
don't
I
say
guess,
don't sell yourself short, man.
I wasn't an extra. I guess this time around, I felt like we actually are stepping into a space that's more permanent, so to speak.
I got you. Yeah.
Principle. That's what I say. More principle.
Printable, yes. Now, for somebody who's never experienced being in a premiere, kind of give us like a little insight on that, on doing that.
Yeah, well, we can start from like if you working a 9 to 5, and let's say, okay, so I'll be honest. So during this journey, I've been working on the marketing end for the film as well, right? Too, and all of us have kind of had our hands in helping with certain things. And so in my space, walking into the event yesterday, and part of my anticipation was, is everything situated? Is the step and repeat up? Is the red carpet, is everything together so that way when people are walking in, they're saying the right things, so to speak, right? So part of that anticipation, walking into it, seeing the step and repeat, that the design finally came out. We rushed to do it earlier in the week, you see what I mean? And I had to step in and do it. And then to actually see that it was actually my first time seeing a step and repeat design of mine in this capacity be used, and people taking interviews and dressed up against it, and people like really utilizing it. So seeing that happen within the premiere was great. And then too, like, you got your friends, you got your family there. We had a DJ, we had the vibes going, because you can go up to the bar and grab a drink if you would like to, get you some food, and just kind of relax until the movie started. And people were taking pictures, they were hobnobbing and whatnot. And then when we finally went into the theater, as people were getting seated, you just kind of watching people, select their seats and where they want to get comfortable, and you yourself is trying to determine where you want to get comfortable at, because you're gonna be here for a little hour and 30 minutes, and and as you do get comfortable, you start to kind of settle into the fact that, okay, it's when the title reel pops up, and it's just like boom, and it has to have a graphic or something like that, and it's like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
It feels real.
Like, oh, snap, you know what I'm saying? It's no turning back from here. And
Right.
once that got going, the nerves and everything else even kind of settled, and you could just kind of fall back and watch it. You hear your colleagues in there kind of cheering you on. People like, yeah, like, oh, that's me. But other than that, it's a lot that went into it, but it was a great experience, and I just kind of keep it at that, yeah.
So you kind of worked behind the scenes, in front of the camera, and you're also working your regular 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So what kind of sleep were you getting during this time?
Off sleep, definitely off sleep. My colleagues, we were talking about it at work. We were like, man, they were like, you do a couple of different things. And I was just like, honestly, I don't have any kids. I don't have a spouse. I have the time and the wherewithal to kind of donate and give it all to something else. So it's really that, you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, you look at an email, you're like, let's do something real quick to get this done or whatever. But I mean, balance. It is a part of balance. So.
It is a balance. It is also, strive, determination, you know what I'm saying? Just to, get there to that level, you know what I'm saying? I totally understand working a 9 to 5 and then having everything else outside of work,
For sure.
I get maybe 4 hours of sleep a day. Maybe. That's a big maybe.
Oh, see, yes. You can see I get a little bit more than that. I feel like definitely, make time to get more sleep when you can, for sure.
Now you saying like you don't have a spouse or children. So when you see anyone in your cast, do they have like married or have any kids you know of?
Yeah, I think I'm probably the only one who ain't. No, I'm just playing. No, no, seriously, I think that there's a few people on the cast who do have families or situations or whatever. I think they all kind of want something so bad, just like you. So they try to, they make it balance out too. They make it work, because we traveled. We had to drive to Houston, so we didn't like take a charter bus or anything like that together. This next time around, once we start to begin filming for the next series or whatever, hopefully then we will, and that's the plan. But right now, even that, leaving your family real quick to hop on the road and go do what you do, jump in your car. I mean, you gas up, you like, man, I ain't even getting oil change, but we gonna go do this. You know what I'm saying? And,
make sure you get the oil change. I'm trying to tell you, you don't want to be broke down trying to get to the next spot.
It's too hot to be on the side of the road.
Sure. And so many different things. But yeah, it's a part of it. It comes with the territory.
I can only imagine, man. Like, because you always drive by and you see that one person, you're like, man.
And this weather too. Like,
that don't look fun.
Yeah.
Horrible for you. I hope he got.
I've been him several times.
Yeah, I know that feeling exactly. So yeah.
I hope someone picking him up because he ain't getting in my car. Like
Now every now and again you see that dude walking with that gas can. I'm like,
Oh man. Now that guy I do feel bad for.
You know what? That sounds like a movie, y'all. The guy with the gas can.
There we go.
Yeah, that sounds
We'll make that. Hey, I'll come down there for that to help film that. You know what I'm saying? Just write it and we make it happen.
That sounds like a horror flick.
That's a good idea, man.
That sounds like y'all stepping into horror flick territory.
It is. We're gonna bring you with us. Carson gonna come with me. We're gonna go to Dallas. We're gonna bring you with me. You come with us.
I know I'm gonna have another job when I just no idea. I'll be working somewhere. Not on that.
He said, just not on that.
Not on that.
Just not on that.
No. But now, again, back to the having cast members with children and family. Do you kind of learn like anything from them as far as work-life balance or some in their preparation that you may have learned from them?
Yeah, I do. I think because everybody kind of does have different professions or whatever, so their lives just different from yours, and so every now and then, like when you're having a conversation, you might get into those conversations about relationships or their children are up to and all of those different things, and you'd be like, going through a little something too. Or,
yeah.
Your kid is doing something amazing, and you're trying to balance sports and be a mom and be a this or that, and hearing people talk about what they're doing in order to try to be doing this, especially sometimes for free, is inspiring in a way. It keeps you motivated. Like I said, you need that motivation. Talk to the castmate who is going through something. A lot of times we find that, the glitz and the glam comes from what the person perceives who's watching you and seeing you in a moment, but really, you got a life, you got a story, you got a struggle and everything else. And you're going to learn that with your castmates because it comes out, I think, like any coworker, any job, It
make it seem like your problems ain't as bad as what you think your problems are when you find somebody else who got kids or got something else, and they got to figure out where they're going to put their kids at while they go on set and stuff like that. So yeah.
Right. How dare I? Almost sometimes. Yeah.
I may have that thought process. but I also be thinking, thank God I ain't got no kids.
I mean, I made some decisions.
Thank God for condoms. So
wow, that was not me. That was not me. Hey, put that on the board. Here's the board in. I don't know what the board is. Put that on the board. That was not me.
We'll put that one on. I'm totally fine with that. So. Gotta go back a bit.
You got a story you need to tell? I mean, you want to write a script? You want to write another script?
Because of condoms, I don't.
So. Now that's a hell of a title right there. Because of condoms, I don't. Oh man, that'd be a hell of a title right there, man. Be like, what the hell? What's the name of the movie again?
Because of condoms, I don't.
No, that's not a horror. That's a romantic comedy.
No, that could be a horror movie too.
No. If it don't work, then it is a horror.
And maybe it's a dark comedy.
That'll work too.
Good one.
Yeah.
Good one. I almost forgot what I was going to ask. Y'all threw me off in it. So, I'm gonna just start off from the beginning with you. Like, where did your love of acting begin?
So yeah, back in high school, I think when I really started to compete in theater and have more or less coach and people who were kind of thrusting me out to kind of do things and validate what I was doing. I think that kind of started there, like competing with the NAACP AXO competition in playwriting and in dramatics back in like my sophomore year, kind of gave me my first taste. And we went to nationals in Milwaukee that year. So, I mean, and so being in that space and then coming out of that, going to college, and taking up mass communications at MTSU, Victoria, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Kevin alumni too over here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Hey, we all going through it. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You
Trust me, same over here, But tell you, MT is like one of those spaces that really did introduce us to because we had like the equipment, they gave us the cameras, they put them in our hands, and so sticking through things. Your friends, they be hyping you up, oh man, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. I think
right.
All of that kind of grounds and foundates the passion early.
What I can say is, and this is probably for every college, but that school allowed us to literally, here you go, we're gonna give you the tools, y'all go out and experiment.
Yep.
Type thing. So I can appreciate that much.
It gave you kind of a space to fail and then to learn from your failures.
Right.
I know I failed at quite a bit of stuff. I definitely experimented on some few things. Take that however you will, but
because of condoms, I don't.
I'm so tired of y'all now. I'm
so much
tired
that in college. Not so much that in college, but at least not when I was at MT.
Oh, okay? We ain't gonna talk about that. I can understand why you didn't go through it at MT, but just go ahead.
But now you mentioned like having a strong support system.
Yeah.
So like kind of elaborate, like how important was it to have people kind of push you and motivate you into this field?
It was very important. I can say that even still to this day, it's very important. My brothers came out to see me yesterday. And again, my mom traveled from home in Memphis. She was coming to Texas to see the grandkids, but the premiere fell on the right time and the right day as well. She was equally as excited to be with me and my older brother and my younger brother. They came out. They taller than me. I'm 6'4". You know what I mean. So them even being in the building.
Wow, how tall are your brothers?
Security guard.
My baby brother is like what 6'9", 6'10". I mean, he's
jeez.
Yeah, you had security.
So, we were in there, and so like I said, having that support system, and they have good things to say about you. They be proud of you, and they want to show you that they follow you too. So, I mean, it really does feel good to have. You need the support. I'll say that you really do kind of need some kind of support in this.
So now you've had your mother and your brothers. Who else in your family was at the premiere?
That was it. It was all in my family. Who's all in my family, but my colleagues. I had a few colleagues. Shout out to Crystal who came out. Shout out to Hope who came out, and shout out to a friend of mine named Raven who came out. They came and supported. It was good to have them in the building too, just as friends. It's a difference when your friends come versus your family. Come. Your family they gonna come, right? And
right.
They gonna come. But your friends actually relinquish that whole idea of being obligated to come.
Right.
Just make sure that they show up for you. And then it don't feel like an obligation. They showed up and they be like, I'm glad to be here. Like, I'm happy I came. So.
Nah, that's what's up though.
Now having your friends and family there, does that kind of did it make you a little more nervous, or did it kind of relax you a bit?
You know what? By the time they came, so the doors opened at 5:30 and the show started at 7. So by the time a few of my people had come, it was we were already kind of in motion in the lobby. DJ music's going. I've already taken my pictures, done a little red carpet thing or whatever. So at this point, my nerves weren't necessarily there for that, but it was more or less the anticipation of making sure that they get there. At this point, it's more like I know y'all ain't in no wreck. You know what I'm saying? Like,
y'all still in traffic?
Thinking about stuff
You
like
said
that.
doors open at 5, so how the traffic is around that time?
Oh man, traffic was terrible. And I mean, here's the thing: in this Sunday, it's Saturday at that, and getting there, it's never no joke because it's hot. It is always hot. Cars all over the place. They always in your way.
Yeah.
For some reason, they just have to be your way. And but getting there is cool. After you get there, park, realize you done made it. Now you can relax and breathe a little bit. That's a big role in it too. That plays a big role in it too. The anticipation and the anxiety leading up to it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So after
No.
so now after college, you got your degree. What moves did you make after that to kind of pursue this?
Yeah, I went to Atlanta. I ended up moving to Atlanta for about 2.5 years. My my dad's oldest brother, they like best friends, and he ended up putting me up in his house. I stayed with him rent free after college. I was the first male to graduate on both sides of my family from college, so it kind of made a big thing in the family around that time when I was moving. So they was willing to do anything. Not just playing.
Yeah.
But it was just like he was willing to give me the spot, and we just built a rapport. But since I was in the city, they put me around it. My aunt really is the reason why. My aunt Michelle, shout out to Aunt Michelle, because she's always in the mix doing things, and she's been in this film as an extra. She just wanted to find something to do after work and whatever. So she started doing the extra thing. She put me on, and that's how I ended up on Lovecraft Country. That was the first thing that I did, and then after that, Thunder Force. So again, being in Atlanta and being around my aunts, my uncles, and people who would seeing it in you and saying, "Hey, you know what? Have you tried doing this? Or have you tried doing that?" And just kind of taking the leads. Yeah, it worked out for me that way, I think.
So what year were you in Atlanta?
Oh, I was there. What's that? We graduated 2011. I was probably there 2012, 2013.
Kevin trying to tell you, see about his age. What you giving up?
No.
Trying to give up the years for?
That's not why I was asking that. But no, I was asking because like the film scene in Atlanta now is far different, or is it different now than it was when you was there?
That's interesting. I really need to get there now and see what's up. Honestly, I'm not even in that community and in the scene, but I can imagine it being a little bit more robust now. A few different more projects. I think it's a certain culture though that comes with you definitely gonna get those Afrocentric stories, those need like, and not in a bad way, but you know what I'm saying, like that Tubi type of story is gonna be more raw. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I think
Okay.
market that is a lot more raw and explicit and likes to see that or whatever. So
I can feel that.
Yeah. Now how did you get Lovecraft Country?
Yeah, that was going on Facebook. I think I had gone on Facebook, went to the forum or whatever, and Actors Access or something like that. I don't know. That might be a TV show. Anyway, needless to say, whatever that forum was on whatever one is popular too. But I went on there, put in my little profile, and they sent me an email. And I think it was like really a matter of like a day or something like that. They sent me an email. I think I replied with my picture and my little information. They told me how much it was going to pay. They told me what the process was. They sent me the contract, and I think the next day as an extra, you walk on. They feed you good. So yeah,
Right.
we ate real good that day. I ain't gonna lie, we did.
You want to get into details on what you ate that day?
Yeah, they had like this buffet, and it was like well, if you can imagine like different types of like chicken dishes and like sandwiches, but not like, we're not talking about like the finger food sandwiches. We're talking about like grilled chicken sandwiches and all these other different things, like really hearty food. And then I do remember it being middle of the day or something like that. So they had us in this huge, I think these like tents or whatever.
Yeah.
And they kind of had these stations where, you know, we got all sit and eat and everything. And there was a lot of people, there was a lot of extras, like it was a lot of extras. And, you know, it's a waiting game. You kind of waiting all day. I think for mine, we were waiting half a day. It was more like eight hours or something like that before our scene even came up. But when it came up, we were so grateful. We were so ready and everything. But, yeah.
How many different characters have you played?
Let's see. Well, at this point, I mean, okay. Well, principle wise, or just including everything.
Just including everything. Like how many characters have you played, and which one was your favorite one?
Oh, okay. I'd say I played 4. 1, 2, 3. Well, 5. I say 5. But my favorite character, I don't know. I'm loving the Dr. Devin Davis character right now of Back to Basics, like the film that we just premiered yesterday. I'm not even just saying that. I like the first role, the security role. He was a funny, different kind of guy. I think Dr. Devin Davis is more or less my closer to even like persona wise. He's business. He talks a lot. I'm just playing, right. Talk a lot in the film, honestly. But he's savvy. He's one of those smooth kind of brothers or whatever. So I mean, I like this role. I really do.
So how getting into the role? Like, there was any like research you did, or like what kind of preparation did you do for this role?
Yeah, definitely kind of. Okay, so because we're in the education space, I had to tap back into being like the teacher. You know, I was a teacher for 8 years, so tapping back into that space as a performing arts teacher, even like I was telling the interviewer yesterday, you know, telling myself the same thing I was yelling at them kids. You know what I mean? It's like, learn your lines, you know, but, you know, whatever the methods were, because honestly, it was whatever the method is, standing in front of the mirror, recording on your voice, letting you know, hearing it back, and doing all these different things, it really does help, and it comes into play because the crazy thing you don't anticipate is as much as you know it when you're not on set, you get on set, and next thing you know don't know nothing. You know, like,
yes.
No. So, I mean, trying to eliminate that is, well, the best way to eliminate that is to just prepare. So, like you say, the research, if you have to do that, go into it full wholeheartedly. But yeah, and for me, my biggest thing was working on my personal, interpersonal type of stuff, like the insecurities and like the anxiety. You know how you get anxious and your nerves are shaking and your voice.
Yeah.
That was my
right.
like getting the voice caught in your throat. I don't know. Sometimes it kind of comes with what I'm learning is a lack of confidence. Sometimes it comes with a lack of breathing, right? You know, a big thing that they talk about in the acting world, but they don't talk about a lot is the art of breathing. And I was telling my mother something recently. Y'all can try it if you want to, you know, but when you want to take like a deep breath in or whatever, try holding your tongue to the to the roof of your mouth. So like pressing your tongue, tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, or the back of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, and close that passageway, and breathe down through your nose. And you should really feel a little bit more air get into your chest. And breathe out through your mouth. Was this yoga? No, but
so you said that's for nerves?
Yeah, like I learned.
Hey, I'm be honest, I'm just gonna hit some brown real quick for my nerves and let it be.
Yeah, I get that. I know, man. Here's the thing, and it's for my voice too, because what it's keeping me, because sometimes I'm the type of person who I can get cold sometimes, right? So what it does is keep that breath ready for your voice to come out again. So
okay.
Conditioning it for that. You know how some people talk until they can't talk no more, and then you like,
Yeah.
So just making
I'm gonna try that though. Yeah. I'm gonna try that except for brown. I mean,
Gonna hit some brown and go everybody on set.
You gonna see the real VA.
And
you gonna see the real VA.
Like,
okay.
Action.
It's like, get her off that table. She is on the bar.
So, oh God, you threw me off again. I'm just imagining her smoking on set. I'm sorry, that was really funny to me. So as far as like memorizing lines, like what kind of like process do you have for memorizing lines?
The main one was reading the script recording the script and then like recording it into like the voice recorder on my phone and listening back to it on my headphones. At that point, I'm just kind of like memorizing the song because it's just kind of
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing. And then too, I actually will write the lines out, like get some paper and just write the lines on some paper. I think the photographic memory thing kicks in. You be like, oh, well, in the midst of trying to get the lines out, sometimes you can kind of see it. You remember it, and that kind of helps with like the songwriting. It comes from a songwriter thing for me too.
Yeah.
Like, being in the studio, having to write the song, and you know how you hold it up or whatever, you want to put it down so you can kind of get it out or whatever. So all those different things, like pulling from all of that.
So talk about your songwriting. Talk about your music. You are also an artist as well. So talk about that element right there.
Yo, man, well, that's something that I really am for a number of years. I've been trying at. You see what I mean? And aiming at putting music out, and really not trying to like hit it big with it or anything like that. It was one of those things where if it happens, it happens. So the music that I got coming out now, I've been recording with an artist and engineer back at home in Memphis. His name is Bam Artistic on Instagram. Again, that's Bam Artistic on Instagram. You know what I mean? And really, he is cool. He's a cool dude, and he gets it. Something about the music thing with me is paying attention to the details and really taking the time to mix those tracks up and cut things and splice. And I think that he does that. Like, he'll take the time to do that. And that's why I rock with him. But needless to say, what's coming out is Hey There. I got another song coming out called Bodies. We don't know just yet, Bodies, or we'll call it something else. And then lastly, it's another song called Won't Leave With You. So just kind of been putting 3 songs together to come out with, to just move around, do some stuff with for a second.
Did you have any of your music in your film?
No, we didn't. And they asked, if any of us wanted to. So they did have, I think, another artist. I know for a fact another artist his name was One Day, and he actually had music in the film. But I don't know if I opted out, but I just kind of waited I couldn't think of what I wanted to put in. You know what I'm saying? And then I just kind of.
That's how it be sometimes.
Yeah.
That's how it be.
Yep.
So yeah, this song Bodies. What is this song about?
Well,
it's a horror song.
Because I'm just saying, this day and age, when I hear bodies in music, it usually means murder. So I'm just
no.
I just want to make sure.
No, it depends on the genre. So if Chris Brown sing about bodies or whatever, it ain't about.
Chris Brown raps now too, and he's a blood, so we don't know.
Yeah. Well, you can be safe over here. You know what I mean? I think you're safe over here. No guns.
I just wanted to reiterate that. Just
but it's a track though. It's kind of like this. When you compliment, you find it's really one of those summer tracks. It's got a summer vibe. It's something that I wanted people to be able to listen to and work out to, and really not just everybody. I know it's people with a particular ear who like a certain sound, right? So it's more on the pop, seductive, bodies with the imagery kind of sound, but it's got the hip hop because I'm singing and rapping. But then Bam Artistic is also featured in the song, and he's definitely coming with the rapping end on it. So it's a vibe more or less, but it's like more or less for the people who, the dancer types and the people who are just kind of out and about. I don't know. It's like a daytime.
It's a bop. It's a bop. That's what it is. It's a bop.
Put it like
not a murder bop. Got you.
Not a murder bop.
Also not a Diddy bop.
Oh,
we don't.
Oh my God.
You want none of them. You want none of them.
Whatever.
Not a Diddy bop.
Whatever. So, Amal, what is next for you?
What's next for me? Well, right now I really am working on trying to line up some dates to do some more promotion. Honestly, I think that at this point you got the movie, you got the music, and I've been working on the website. Well, not even working on the website. I've tailored it up a little bit more. So now I am, if you don't mind, conveniently shameless plug, but the Make It Lingered Journal, if you don't if you can see that. But anyway,
we can definitely see it. Yeah.
perfect. Okay, my bad, not to put it all in your face. But it's one of those journals that is I'm using it as a tool to provide people with a recreational way for therapy, people who are looking for another reason to write, people who are looking for even a correlation between wearing perfumes and taking notes, because certain notes, right, make up cologne and perfume, top notes, mid notes, and base notes. So it's 3 sections of the journal that are kind of correlated to that, well, definitely correlated to those aspects of cologne, and allowing people to write in that space and, do some therapy that way. But that's what it is. And then too, it just works as a good gift. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful ornament for your bookshelf and table. You see what I'm saying? So yeah.
Most definitely. And let us know where we can is the film out, or was it just a premiere?
Oh, it's not out yet. So, but it will be out on 100 plus platforms, if I'm not mistaken. I just don't have any dates just yet, and I know that should be coming within the next couple of weeks. So once they do, I'll make sure I get back to y'all.
And what's the name of the film again?
Back to Basics. Back to the number 2 basics.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, Amal, thank you for taking time out for talking to us today. I'm sure you got a lot going on. You got the bodies remixed to make
I know, right?
other films. VA plays the guitars. She can probably.
No, why you bring that up? Huh? Why you bring that up? Oh, I don't need you to bring that up. Why you bring that up?
Now you got
The guitar has gotten me into a lot of trouble. That's why I put it down a while ago.
Who you hitting the head with the guitar?
Don't worry about it. I'm Jeff Jarrett. I am Jeff Jarrett now. You know what I'm saying? It's all WW. No, what was he? WCW.
He was both WCW and WWE.
And TN. What was it?
TNA.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stay away from this show. Look,
But once again, thank you for taking time out talking to us, and hope for much success in your future.
I really appreciate you all, and shout out to y'all too. Look forward to seeing the show and everything else, and keep on following.
All right. Now, I am once again Kevin Mumphrey with my colleagues Victoria V.A. Jones.
I'm the new Jeff Jarrett.
Bam. All right. And Carson Knight Parkinson. Beat that.
Because of condoms, I don't.
And this is brought to you in part by condoms.
Don't say the brand.
I didn't say brand.
Okay, I finna say.
But on that note, this is a wrap.
Hey,